Everyone, welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. My name is Stephen and this is your starting 11 show for Everton's game at Villa Park. Again, there's not been too much positivity going into this one. Speaking to Luke the other day from UTV about Aston Villa, it just seems that they're on in a really good spell right now, especially with everything that's going on around that club. And to be honest, it couldn't be more different for Everton. So I'm going to go through a few talking points first, and then I'll end the video by going through what I think, a bit of a mix of what I think and what I also what I think it will be and what I think it should be, basically. So starting off, I want to talk a bit about Jesper Lindstrom. It seems at this point that Sean Dyche, we all know that he likes to pick his favourites, and I think Jack Harrison has become one of them since coming into the Everton side. Nothing against Jack Harrison. I think he played well against Bournemouth, and I think he is a player that really does fit well into this Everton side when we need him. But with Jesper Lindstrom on the bench, we saw a little bit of him in pre-season, and we also saw a bit of him against Doncaster in the League Cup. He's one that I really want to start this game, but I don't think he will. I'll talk a little bit more about that three behind the striker when I get to the team, but to be honest, I think it's going to be what we've usually have. So another one is Orel Mangala. Obviously came in on deadline day on loan for the season. This might be another case of just a little bit of reluctancy to put these new players in from the very beginning, and I think that is what might cost us. Of course, Timur Ibunam's been fantastic, but I do think if anyone's going to start this next to him, I'd like to see Mangala over Idrissa Gueye. I think at times in the Bournemouth game, Gueye was getting lost all over the pitch, and I'd like to see Mangala. So yeah, I want to know what you think of that one in the comments section, because for me, too many players in too many positions that are starting to stink the team out a little bit, in my opinion. Next thing I want to talk about, again, links a little bit into that Jesper Lindstrom stuff, is Dwight McNeil, and could he possibly play in the middle? If I had my way, I would have Ndiaye, McNeil and Lindstrom, with Lindstrom on the right and either McNeil or Ndiaye in the middle. I think Dwight McNeil he has shown a little bit of promise in that position behind the striker, and he has shown us that he can lead the team by example when he does play in that position. He gets lost a lot less. So for this one, I think he will start with Dwight McNeil in the middle, something a little bit different that might trouble Aston Villa. In other news, Patterson and Branthwaite have been shown on Twitter today. Both Nathan Patterson and Jared Branthwaite back training. Sean Dyche did confirm that they're back on the grass. He loves that statement, but that we all know in Sean Dyche language, that means that they're not going to play in this one. But I think for the defence I'm about to talk about, them two are probably going to be first choice when they come back. And again, I mentioned at the start of the video a little bit of what I think should happen, a little bit of what I think will happen. Michael Keane, I mean, it's a tough one if whether he will play or not. He did play against Bournemouth, and while he didn't do too much wrong, I think Evertonians are lying to themselves at this point if you don't want to see Jake O'Brien come in. And that's what I have going for this lineup. I think Keane shouldn't be playing. I think O'Brien should get a shot in there now after these 3 games. I've seen some people trying to defend Michael Keane, but when you've lost 3 games on the bounce and made as many defensive errors as we have, I think it can be quite a narrow-minded outlook on it to think that just because he hasn't, directly maybe affected all of many of them goals, him being in the side, we saw last year with Jared Branthwaite in there. It makes a huge difference when he's in that team, and it's not always a positive. So in terms of my lineup for this game, I've gone for Jordan Pickford in goal with Ashley Young, Jake O'Brien, James Tarkovsky and Vitaly Mykolenko in defence. Timur Ibunam, of course, going back to his old stomping ground at Villa Park, in the middle of the field with Idrissa Gueye. Iliman Ndiaye have gone to start on the left, as I mentioned there. I think he did really well there against Bournemouth. I'm sure you'll all agree with me. And it might, again, a little bit of a curveball having him on the left. And then Dwight McNeil through the middle with Jack Harrison on the right and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front, leading the line, got that goal against Bournemouth, and he'll be looking to kick on now and get a few more this season. So, yeah, that's my team for the Aston Villa game. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Toffee Blues, and I'll see you in the next one.